Everything's recording.
Finally.
It's literally an hour later.
Hi.
Hello,
Good
guys.
morning.
Happy New
Good
Year.
afternoon at this point.
Yeah.
Happy new year.
2023.
It's still fresh. Very much so. And we are back with anything and everything.
First
We've
episode
been
of the
gone-
year.
Yes. We've been gone since December.
Yeah, December 16th.
Yes.
Well, since before that, too.
No, I think our last episode was sometime in December. Or maybe the end of November.
One of those.
I can't remember. But
A lot has happened since then.
yes, we didn't forget about you guys, and
I hope you guys didn't forget about us.
hopefully you didn't. But in case you did, we are here to remind
Blessing
you
you
that
with our
we're
pretty
still here.
faces.
We're still here, and we're still having conversations. Yes. Matter of fact, one of our most recent conversations happened a few minutes ago.
Literally a few minutes.
Literally a few minutes ago, we were talking about New Year's resolutions and how much Jazmine doesn't like the word resolution.
It just doesn't sit right with me.
What is so wrong about it?
Because I just feel like, I know it's not true, but I feel like people think the word resolution was made specifically for New Year's, and they just put so much pressure on making goals when the new year starts, and they don't talk enough about making goals throughout the year, and they just put so much spotlight, is what I'm looking for, so much attention on making New Year's resolutions on New Year's, but they don't talk about making goals throughout the year.
Because the goals that you made at the New Year should be the ones that go through the year. But I guess I kind of understand what you're saying. I kind of get what you're coming from. But I think most people look forward to the beginning of something to start a new journey. That's the reason why they look forward to the new year.
And the new is refreshing. It's like the stuff you were doing in the middle of the year is not important. Well, it is, but like in the eyes of the new year, the new fresh start, clean slate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
I can
whole
see how.
idea. Yeah. And if you're not the type of person that sees every day as a new day and a new start,
Yeah.
then you're looking for the beginning of something to start. So you're either looking for, I'll start on Sunday, or I'll start on Monday, or I'll start next month on the 1st,
Yeah.
or I'll start in the new year. It's like you're always looking for the beginning of something to signify the beginning of something new.
You know, I've also been thinking, I see all these posts and stuff, like, I just see on their people's stories, this thing that's going around is like, oh, it was like 2022, I messed up already, 2023 is my year, and then now it's 2023, and they're like, oh, I messed up, 2024 is my year, and it's just so funny because I always hear people say, oh, this year is going to be my year, it's going to be such a great year, it's going to be this and this and this and that, and it's just like, in my opinion, I feel like people say that, but they don't really make any plans or like, they just say it just to say it. Like, they don't make any goals or plans as to why it's going to be a new year, or reasons as to why it's going to be a new year. They just say it's going to be a new year because it's going to be a good year because it's a new year. And it's like,
Which is not necessarily the truth.
not necessarily true,
Because
the year is what you make it.
The year is what you make it, day by day, minute by minute, throughout the entire year.
Yeah, and one mess up doesn't necessarily sum up the whole entire year. You mess up every year, but what's important is that new day. Every day is a new opportunity, a fresh slate. It doesn't have to be a new year for you to come clean and start new.
Yeah. So much could be said about it, but I think two things. The first thing is, as much as we don't like to openly acknowledge it, subconsciously people like to live with expectations.
Yeah.
And so they expect things to change with the dawning of a new day, the beginning of something else. They want to live in expectancy, but a lot of times they don't consider the work that comes with
Yeah.
expectancy. So even though you walk in expectancy, the expectancy is not only outward, it's inward. You can't expect the new year to bring you something without you doing something internally. So it's like a combination of two things. It's like almost faith without works,
Yeah.
So what happens in a lot of instances is, you start out, it's happened to me before, you start out the year thinking it's going to be a new year, it's going to be a new year, but you didn't really consider what does that actually mean? Or when you say it's going to be a great year this year, okay, what does a great year look like? Like for me, if I was to personalize it,
Right.
what does a great year look like? So that I would know what I need to do to
make it a great
contribute
year.
to that great year, to
Yeah.
make it a great year. We just think that the things outside of us is going to make the year great when greatness comes from within, So that is why, people look forward to this new thing, to expect something new. But it takes work. That's the first thing. And then the second thing is, it's easier for people to procrastinate when they can put something off.
Yeah.
When they could say, oh, I'll do it. Oh, next year's going to be great. Oh, I'll do it then. It's like I have it in my mind and I want it, but I'm not really ready to commit to the work today
So
to
I'll
get
put
it.
it off.
So I'll put it off until, something else. But I was having a conversation recently that the new year is just the next day,
Yeah.
And as much as exciting it can be, 2023, and we're counting down and we're getting
Yeah.
excited, it could be very devastating when you wake up and it's a new year and nothing has changed
Right.
except one
date.
day to the next. It's like recently when I had bout with headache, I was like, I wasn't expecting this so fast in the new year. Well, it's just another day. It's just another day. Your body's doing what it's doing based on maybe what you have been doing, and the new year didn't change the cycle of things.
Only
But
you can change the cycle.
I can change 2023 in looking closer at my eating habits and saying to myself, what may be causing all this pain? What may be causing all these headaches? And I can change, and this could become a great year with no headaches if I start sacrificing and doing some of the work that it actually takes to get my health where it needs to be. Reducing my sugar, reducing my salt intake, and just drinking more water, and just trying to be more healthy in general. So it's not a problem with the resolution per se. It's the work that goes on in between.
Yeah. People just make resolutions because it feels good to make new goals and go into the year with new goals and stuff, but sometimes that's as far as it gets.
The making and the writing it on paper.
And you know what I completely not underestimated. It's underappreciated. Oh my gosh.
Undermining?
I didn't think about as much going. Oh my gosh. So a lot of people make new goals. They say it's the new year, you can do new goals. But I don't know why I never thought about like continuing the goals that you already had from the previous year and finishing those before you make any new goals. Because I was talking to somebody and I was like, hey, did you make any new goals for this year? And she was like, no, I'm just working on the ones from previous year. And I was like, wow, I did not think about that.
Yeah.
Just going along with the rollover from the next year, I'm like, it's a new year, so you're supposed to start fresh and make new goals, not thinking that you can take a minute and collect yourself and finish those other goals before you make any new ones.
Which will make sense.
Yeah, because how are you going to get anything done if you just keep making new goals?
Right, without finishing the others or
Yeah.
accomplishing. I think it's good for you to have a rollover. If these are the things you want to accomplish in that particular year and you don't accomplish it, you can still carry it over to the new year, and it can become part of the new resolution to finish up what I started.
Yeah. I just thought that was like illegal.
No, it's very much legal.
Because I always hear so many people say new goals, new goals, new goals, new goals. I don't hear as many people say same goals, new year. You know?
Wow, that's good though. Same goals, new year.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. And that's actually, working at something.
Sticking with it to the end.
Sticking with it to the end. There's nothing wrong with that. I think one of the biggest goals that I didn't accomplish last year and I'm taking into this new year with me is sodas. And it's mainly Coke, because that's the only thing that I drink. That's the worst one. And I think I started about 6 times last year, and I actually made it towards like a month and a half.
Wow.
At one point, and completely fell off, and
that's where the importance of letting other people know your goals so they can hold you accountable to a certain extent and check on you, make sure you're still doing it.
But sometimes you don't want to tell people your goals.
I know.
You're like,
if I don't tell anybody, no one's gonna have to hold me accountable. I can slip back whenever I want to.
Yeah, if I can slip back. But this time I'm so serious about it that I'm willing to scream it from the mountaintop.
And yeah, and when you want to tell somebody, it just makes it even more real. Like, you've already confirmed it with yourself, and you already thought about it in your mind and committed to it in your mind. So telling other people is like that second step. Like, I'm going to do this anyways, so I'm going to tell you because I'm ready to do it now. Ready to commit to it.
Yeah. Especially telling you. You're the hardest person for me to tell.
Me?
Because you're so... The minute I tell you, I have to know that I'm committed to this thing.
I'm the same way with you, though. Yeah.
You're going to hold me accountable. No ands, ifs, or buts about it.
Yeah. And I'm ready to hold you accountable for that Coke.
You started last year, and so that's one of the things that I failed to do last year, and I'm taking from my goals in last year and bringing it into one of my personal goals in 2023 is just being more aware of my sugar intake and saying it's okay, it's time for me to give up Coke. It's time. I think I've had my fill. I've enjoyed it. I'm
killed it dead.
I'm going to miss it, and I think it's good for me to acknowledge that I'm going to miss it, but for me to acknowledge that I want more, out of my health, and so I have to put more into it.
And I feel like God placed this on my heart, like, especially when we were out of town and things didn't really go our way, and God brought the word uncomfortable to my mind, and I don't know how much we want to say, but we started the new year out uncomfortable in uncomfortable situations, circumstances, and the more I thought about that, I heard God say, this year, the things you want to do where I'm taking you, you're going to be uncomfortable sometimes. So in order for you to get a glimpse of that, I guess, you need to start the year off uncomfortable. And yeah. So with one of my goals, it is to be more feminine, dress more feminine, embrace my feminine side. And I even told you that when you cut the Coke, or while you're in your process, we're going to come together, and I'm going to hold you accountable for not drinking Coke, and you're going to hold me accountable for wearing dresses and skirts more and stuff, and just glamming myself up a little bit more.
Yeah. So as hard as you come at me about the Coke, I'm going to be right back at you.
And I give you full permission. And that's one of the things
we're
that's
going to make it fun.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a joy, and we're both going to grow in the area that we want to grow in.
And it's uncomfortable to a certain extent because I'm so used to the way I normally dress and everything. So going outside of that is going to be uncomfortable, but I'm so ready for it, and I'm excited to see the new person that I'm going to become.
Yes. And so with that being said, that is it for this episode of not really liking New Year's resolutions.
Yeah.
She don't. I do.
I like making goals. I don't really like the word resolution.
So you like
That's my
goals
thing.
regardless of, and I think that's good because goals you can make regardless of whatever time of year it is. You can make a goal.
Maybe that's
in
what I don't
beginning,
like about
middle,
resolutions.
and whenever you can just make a goal and pick up and run with it. So, yeah. So this year we focus more on goals
Yes.
and less on resolution.
Yeah.
So we'll check back in
I'll let you
probably
guys know.
in mid-year, mid or quarter. After first quarter, we'll check back in.
Yeah.
And we'll let you guys know how we're doing on our journey and our goals. So
Like what you
share
did.
with us.
I don't know if you did that on purpose or not, but I love it. I love it.
So, share with us some of your goals / resolutions.
So we can hold you guys accountable.
Whatever you like. If you like goals, if you like resolution, share, tell, and be mindful. If you tell Jazmine, she's going to make
I will
you.
hound you.
She will. She will definitely hound you. So be careful and ask yourself how bad do you want it, because she's definitely going to help you get there.
In love. In love.
Of course. Okay, so that's it for this episode, guys.
See you
Bye.
later.